Morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Are we emotionally screwed up and sleep deprived? Or is it the other way around? Because I sure as hell am both ways. It's 4:25 in the morning, West Coast time. It is May the 4th of 2025. Weaver John C. of Roseman, California. You're zombie out here. Yeah, well, what can I say? Things have been happening over here that I had to, take care of a few things in my life. I was going to get into political matters and other things that are being reacted to left and right. And I had a little bit of a situation here at home that I had to take care of. And the situation is I'm scared of. As I get older and more of an old fart, things are becoming a lot more difficult. I have to conceive of the idea that I just may have to get a healthcare worker in this place, and I don't know if I'm going to allow them to do that. It's not because I don't trust them. I think they're going to be running in fear of this place because it is not conducive for humanity or habitation. It's bug infested and it's a nightmare in this place. So that's the thing I got a problem with. But on to other news of the day that we're dealing with. It's Sunday, so the news shows are going to be going nuts with their interviewers about how things are supposed to be and how the Trump organization is screwing over everybody else left and right. Try having a politician who is trying to fight for her constituencies not getting deported or being nailed by ICE, or if they are going to be nailing by ICE, how are they going to be able to deal with it legally? And a spunky New York congresswoman is getting the attention of the what the hell would you call this damn thing? A gaggle or worse? We voted in a tyrant. Now we got an autocratic society. And AOC is trying to make sure that everyone else can take care of themselves, but also reach out for help if needed. But the administration is gunning for her, threatening her, trying to find any legal way to silence a congresswoman trying to help out her constituents. ICE agents, federal agents, Department of Homeland Security, Federal Bureau of Investigation, any other kind of law enforcement agency that has actually any kind of agency that has law enforcement elements are being utilized left and right. As being told and word passed around from place to place. We have ICE raids happening all over this country. We've had one advertised in Irvine a couple of days ago where an elderly couple was frightened by 17 Bearcats and maybe another vehicle for support for transport. But all that hardware just to serve a search warrant for a suspected person who they may or may not have believed posted things on posts all throughout the neighborhoods about agents' information that they felt should not have been out there in the first place. But they are public agents. They're paid by tax dollars, much like a local law enforcement would be. So, 17 Bearcats. How many people in there with armed weapon coming out for war, and people think it's military? Well, they might as well be a paramilitary groups. Because now we got those lunatics pretending that they are ICE or feds without any IDs and terrorizing anybody that doesn't look white. If they look brown skinned, they're open season. If they speak with an accent, they're open season. So now we got the nut jobs out there pretending they're cops just to terrorize them. They're not acting upon law enforcement. Here in the state of California, we have laws passed where we're not allowing the local authorities to help with the federal authorities' arrests in any way, shape, or form. That's why we have the militarized task force out there looking for potentials. It's insane. And that being said, I've been trying to stay the hell away from that damn stuff because it's been pissing me off too much. Some people in the independents are thinking, and even the corporate media are speculating almost loudly enough. Is Trump mentally capable of running the damn country, or is his own people he brought in doing it for him, which is terrorizing everybody? Try this one. The proposed budget from the White House is taking away money from NASA. They're trying to defund it by saying they're not defunding it, and giving that money over to Elon Musk and have his glorious Starbase City built in Texas without any inspectors to see if the damn thing is going to explode again, if it's going to be a health hazard to everybody if it explodes, and when it explodes, when it crashes and burns, and is it going to be a health safety factor? It's like they're trying to get rid of NASA altogether. Oh, they want NASA to go into space. That'd be a glorious patriotic thing right there. Only if you had the money for the infrastructure. And every year the Republican Party keeps wanting to take more and more out of them because they think it's bloated. They didn't think it was really bloated when they launched up their missiles decades ago. And they launched men into space, and we had a political space war on that one. Well, we also lost lives in the process. We also put up space stations. We didn't lose any lives on that one, or did we? We had 2 shuttle missions that blew up. Actually, one blew up and the other one got shredded. And still, for a 30-year period, that's not bad. Tragic. Very tragic, though. I'm not saying it was a glorious explosion or a glorious shredding. No, it wasn't. Because every time we had those 2 times we actually had shell incidents, it just tore me apart on that one. They couldn't afford it anymore. They shut it down. They said they were going to be relying on commercial. It took them several years to get a system up there in the form of Elon Musk. They wanted to get another series up there. They wanted to get Boeing until they were starting to have problems with their engineering and their leaks, their Starliner. They're paying the price for the costly mistakes, but they still want to get into the game, I guess. As long as we still have the International Space Station. And Musk wants the damn thing crushed. He wants it crushed because he wants to get to Mars. NASA is still trying to get their own, the new spacecraft that they had. Ulysses? Shit, lost track of that damn thing again. But anyway, they wanted to get another space shot to the moon and get a base going on. Does Musk want that, or does Musk want to get to Mars? In order to get to Mars, we have to do this in stages, but he wants to do this all in one rush. Every time he keeps testing his ships, he keeps blowing apart left and right. What kind of health hazards is he creating with all those explosions and stuff? Faster and faster, boom, boom, boom. If the ship still works, that's good. Move faster. Fire people. Get more people in here. We need to keep this going. It's like, I don't get it with Musk and his mental state either. He's so hooked up on his damn drugs that I don't know if he's capable of thought. Tesla, when it came out, may have been a good idea for um, electric vehicles, but the concept and design sucked, and especially the engineering of the vehicle itself. Trucks are supposed to be trucks. They're supposed to be able to handle loads, but not when you tweak the frame and then you turn the damn thing into a paperweight. Stock price is going down on Tesla. They got Musk running it down to the ground. Musk took over, he said not by choice, of Twitter because of some things he said out there. He couldn't take him back. But no, he bought Twitter, and now he's trying to keep it for all the negative comments about everybody else, and anybody else is going to be doing a challenging thing against Musk, well, he takes him out. But so much for freedom of speech. We have lawmakers who can't even get their act together in town halls, allowing people to have their own freedom of speech without being hauled out by local law enforcement. That wasn't bad enough. I hate to see these programs right now as it is. All these Trumplicants out there trying to persuade the rest of the country and the world that they are in charge and they know what they're doing. If that's the case, how come we have so many people protesting right now, people getting laid off left and right, endowments of the art getting defunded, Corporation of Public Broadcasting attacked left and right? It's a non-government entity, but they want it defunded of all public funding to it. Trump doesn't want it on the air. He doesn't like NPR. He doesn't like Sesame Street. He doesn't like science programs. I don't know what the hell these Trumplicants have an issue with these things for. They're for education. Except maybe they got a problem with education because they're trying to get rid of the Department of Education altogether. Hired an idiot. That wasn't bad enough. They want to make sure people are healthy by allowing people not to get vaccinations that'll protect them from a raging measles epidemic happening in several states right now. They're taking out people's lives. But according to whoever's running that particular department, and anti-vaccinator himself, he doesn't want vaccinations. He wants alternative medications and stuff that'll treat the measles. We need to treat it. We need to research for it. I'm sorry, you can't have research for that. Because the National Institute of Diseases, or whatever kind of services we actually had that would prevent these kind of things, they got defunded. They got defunded. They don't have the money for the research. We don't have money for medical research. We want to do research. How are you going to do that? The private sector is going to be doing that. They need money coming in. Where are they going to get the money from it? The public? It's no wonder these independents are having a conniption fit because these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. But we voted these idiots in. We voted the idiots who confirmed these idiots into their jobs, which are ruining our lives. We voted the idiots in the Senate, and we voted the idiots in the House of Representatives, and we're waiting for midterms to come up. So hopefully, maybe we can reverse this damn shit. If that wasn't bad enough, Canada was going through their election cycle, and they had their own candidates, but Trump says, I like this candidate better. He'll suit fine for us. Guess what? He didn't get in, asshole. They had a liberal, not a conservative, get in. So, I don't know if he's minority or majority, but it doesn't matter. Canada is not going to join the United States one way or another. Australia had their own elections for another prime minister. And the preferred candidate that Trump wanted didn't make it. So now that's gone. You can't control Australia. Much like they can't control the other countries in the rest of the world. I don't know if Trump's still going to be harping on Greenland. Shout out to the government of Denmark for giving Trump the bird. I know the rest of us Americans are out of our minds, and believe me, we are. We are. It's bad enough when I have to make an occasional apology letter to the rest of the world telling them how sorry we screwed this damn thing up for you. Putin's laughing his ass off, so is she. China's laughing, Russia's laughing, North Korea's laughing, Venezuela's laughing, Cuba's laughing. All the autocrats out there are laughing their ass off at the United States. Trump wants to turn his place into an empire. Well, he didn't get that chance, did he? Really didn't get that chance. So that's not going to happen. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. We still have things we're still debating on left and right in this country. Trump wants to add a little bit more flair to a veterans holiday, memorial services, but he wants to add something like Victory Day. He claimed that we didn't get any victory celebrations with World War I. World War I was a stalemate, and it wasn't officially over. It was just armistice that German people had to sign and had to suffer through. Somebody had to take a shot at the Kaiser, son, relative. Started off World War I. Not so much activity in the Pacific, but just a lot of activity in Europe. A lot of weapons used. A lot of gases used. Soldiers suffered on. I talked to a few of them when I was a teenager. Volunteering at a VA hospital. I talked to the veterans of World War II and World War I. They won't talk about it to the public, at least during those days, because public had no concept, no perspective. They only saw things from the history books or from newsletters. World War II, we actually had films what was going on. We can only see the edited clips of how valiant and victorious our troops were, not the constant bloodshed or them being torn apart in different battle zones. So we need to have celebration for those days. I'd rather have the memorials. Celebrate the survivors if there's any left, but memorialize those who've lost their lives in the combat and the conflict, and be somber about it. For those who've gone through recent wars in the latter half of the 20th century to the 21st century, we still need something somber for the troops, but also a little bit of a celebration for their contributions. What gets to me is on the 14th that we have the U.S. Army celebrating their birthday. That's not about the Army celebrating its birthday. That's a celebration in itself. No, we have to have the commander-in-chief needs a parade so he can lead the parade down there and say, "This is my birthday. This is my birthday," and have about 5,000 or 6,000 armed troops coming down the damn street. They paying them overtime there? You're gonna pay them, or you're just gonna stiff them like you usually do everybody else? Use their services, but stiff them for the bill. He's supposed to be a billionaire. He's supposed to be rich. Yeah, right, sure. Uses taxpayer funding just to go to his golf courses and putt around left and right. Or screwing around with everybody else. Goes to these rallies just to keep his base going. He needs the public support to feed his ego. And not to mention the other Trumplicans' activities. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, I've got pastors out there trying to find any way to celebrate Trump and say that he's king, he's going to be a pope. Gasback puts out the paperwork on social media. I want to be a pope. I'd make a good pope. So with artificial intelligence, they've got this image of him in papal splendor. And he's going to be a pope ruling it from the White House. He puts it out there on social media. And the religious community went up in arms, especially the Catholic community. The bishops, the cardinals, the archcardinals, archdiocese went nuts. The supporters of the papacy, of the Vatican, those of Catholic faith, those of Christian faith were having a conniption fit over the damn thing. Maybe a few Christians out there are like, big deal. I mean, why not make him a pope? What, give him everything just to feed his ego that much more? Oh my good. Oh, Lord Almighty, help us. I don't want to do anything else to feed that gas bag any more than he already is fed with. And that's usually junk food. He made fun of that damn thing, and he made sure that he made sure the people learned about that one in his first term, where he consumed a lot of McDonald's and other fast food stuff. And what gets to me is every time the doctors would do a medical checkup on him, he's fine, he's healthy for a guy of his age and weight. I am unhealthy of a guy of my age and weight. I know I am unhealthy. I feel it every single day I wake up. I am not energetic. I don't have the money for fast food all the damn time. No matter how much the money is, you know, getting out of my pocket just to give me a small scrimpy burger with a little bit of goop and stuff on it. When I can try to find some patties, even if it's 70%, I could try fixing some cheap-ass burgers with those. Groceries I'm worried about because there are certain things that are not going to be on the shelves or even in the produce section because of the tariffs happening. Yeah, we enforce tariffs on people, so now they enforce tariffs on us. So now we got this problem concerning about supplies coming in. When the parts starting to empty out of the cargo containers and not many ships coming into the cargoes. When they're not even coming into the terminals. Some are turning off for different markets. Meaning, some of the stuff that we rely on, that we depend upon. Case in point. How are you guys on backing up on your computers? Doesn't matter what kind of computer it is. Do you guys use flash drives? These things are made offshore. Keep that in mind. You'll be paying an arm and a leg and then some if you happen to get it through different sources. Because of the tariffs kicking in, this is screwing us over left and right. I need these damn things for my work, for my materials. I need them. I can't get them now. Why? Because they're too expensive. And my dog is awake. Wondering where the hell I am this morning. Garbage bags, I don't think that are produced here, produced offshore. I'll be needing those things. I'll be needing disposable pads. Chucks, they used to call them. Used to use them for people peeing in their pants or peeing on the damn bed. They need padding to catch it all. Well, I got a dog peeing all over the floor, and I'm using those disposable pads so she can't ruin the floor anymore. But it's slittered all over here. How about the sheets that I use on the floor for my dog's footing? She has a hard time with the linoleum. I have to have something on here for her to utilize. So I got to worry about that damn thing. Food products I eat like crazy. Ramen noodles. I don't like them, but I eat them for survival. Are they made here in the States? Because if they're not, I'm going to be paying an arm and a leg for more than for 24. I'm going to be paying about $30 for those damn things. Prices cost. Cost of doing business, right? With the United States, we're breaking ourselves like crazy. We're worrying about whether or not Social Security is going to keep us going. I'm worried about Social Security. It keeps the roof. It keeps the light. I've got food coming in. I got power to do these things. That may be going away. Because I got Congress out there who wants to do a great, big, beautiful bill taking more money out of Medicaid, which I'm not getting enough of anyway, and Social Security, which, if they start decreasing everything, I'm going to start shutting things down. I'm serious. I prioritize a lot of things and now start shutting things down. I may not be able to do YouTube as well as I'm doing right now. Of course, you'll say, wah, about that one, but it's scaring me that I'm waiting for the drawbacks to hit the town that I live in of Roseman, California. I'm waiting for the cutbacks to affect our schools, our community. Of course, the people will be cheering if they happen to see an armed convoy coming around over here and taking people away. They'll be cheering about it, not knowing or realizing they may be next on a hit parade. I'm hearing them whine like crazy on social media. They'll whine about everybody else should be taken out and laughing about it. Not worrying about the Constitution. They think the Constitution is going to save their ass when it doesn't. Not in this situation. I'm hearing the independents want us to be more energetic in our verbal. It's going to take more than that. It's going to take more than that. If our rights and our liberties are being taken more and more away from us, and we've got elected officials not going to be doing that, what's going to be more concerning is when they change their districts around, that they get one type of politician coming in, but the opposition gets knocked out. Gerrymandering, they called it. Legal as hell, but they still do it. Local districts will control who gets in, so they get the grift. And that's all it is, the grift. It's not helping communities. It's how much money do they want to get? How much more greed? We have people of the faith community still saying how Donald Trump is glorious and everything else like that crap. Should be knighted. If they're going to start with a damn thing about papacy, they're going to be reamed by the Catholic community on that one. And I can't deal with that one either. I can't. I won't. They're looking for people who are disloyal. They want to brainwash our kids to make sure that they're loyal. They want loyalty. They're afraid. They want us afraid and paranoid and panicked, and not energetic and vocal. But one of these here days, it's going to come out that somebody is going to cause a match to be lit. And then something will go boom, and then everything else will go hell in a handbasket on us. Martial law declared, and then all hell breaks loose. I'm expecting that to happen. Not that I'm going to be part of it. It's that every time we get into tyrannical situations like this, it always happens. Especially in the 1900s all the way through our 21st century. And I'm afraid of that situation. They called us the Banana Republic. Well, we are now the Banana Republic. We turned ourselves into it. We yelled and screamed at everyone else that we're the cause of the Banana Republic. That this group is causing the Banana Republic, when actually they were creating it all along. Education of the public. You can't do that. You have to keep them dumb and stupid, huh? Is that how it works? So they don't rise up, they don't figure shit out, and they don't fight the system. System voted into the office, but we have a hard time trying to keep it. Our old system being challenged by the new system. We're warning how the U.S. Constitution is going to be surviving this thing. And if it does survive, we'll be lucky enough. But if it doesn't, well, guess whose fault is that? Yours and mine. We allowed this shit to happen. What are we going to do about it next? And that being said,